Hello, I'm Joyce Mast, Bloomscape's plant mom. Welcome to Grow How. Today we're going to be chatting about fertilizing your bloom kits. With your bloom kits, you'll be receiving 2 small packets of fertilizer. One of them is a slow release and the other is an all-purpose. The slow release fertilizer is used mostly when you're first starting out with fresh soil. You mix this in thoroughly and then it does its thing over time. The all-purpose fertilizer is something that you mix into the water before watering your plants in. Today we're working with the Jack's Water-Soluble All-Purpose Fertilizer. The way you would use this is you would put a tablespoon in a gallon of water and making sure that the soil is a little bit damp before applying this fertilizer. Having purchased our indoor plants before, you may notice that we recommend doing it once in the spring, once in the summer, and possibly in the fall. But when you're dealing with outdoor plants, you're watering more frequently. We suggest that you water with this fertilizer every 3rd watering. I'm often asked, is it really necessary to fertilize my bloom kit? I would say that it is if you want your plant to really live up to its potential. If you want that lush growth, lots of flowers, I would say yes. If you don't fertilize, your plant will continue to grow and give you flowers, but not as much as it could with the fertilizer. In the summer months when it's hot and it's windy and there's a lot of sun, you want to make sure that you keep those nutrients in the soil. You're watering your bloom kits a lot more than you would your indoor plants, so it's natural that you would need more nutrients and something to feed that plant to sustain it during the summer months. You might not be able to tell exactly when your plant needs more fertilizer, but sometimes the plant leaves may be a little more lime green. That can often indicate that it's hungry or needs a little bit more fertilizer. Once again, as you do with indoor, always make sure the soil is a bit damp before applying any type of fertilizer. The Jack's All-Purpose Water-Soluble Fertilizer is really quite easy to use. Normally you would take a tablespoon to a gallon of water, but I'm not holding a gallon of water, so we will take just a little bit, mix it into the water, and want to make sure that you dissolve all the particles. It can be a problem for the roots if you have a particle go through and it could burn the roots a little bit. So for more consistency, you want to make sure everything is dissolved before you start watering. Very simple. You just start pouring onto the soil all around the pot. You can also pour some in the center when you see the soil by moving over the foliage a bit. And it's as easy as that. There isn't as much risk of over-fertilizing your outdoor plants as your indoor because you're watering a lot more often. You want to make sure that you do it every 3rd or so, but if it's more often, that's okay, just as long as you water thoroughly and you see the water coming out of the bottom of your pot. You may think that it's just rained, so my soil is really, really damp. I would still suggest adding fertilizer because the rain can also leach out the nutrients that are in the soil, and by fertilizing, you're putting those nutrients back in, giving you more floriferous growth and lush green growth as well. Now that you know how to fertilize your bloom kits, if you have any other questions, please contact the Grow How team at bloomscape.com or check out our videos on Instagram and YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.